I hate the crowd today.
They're cheering for your demise.
Yes, we are enemies.
I'm with the crowd, actually.
I'm with the crowd as well.
I'm down to cheer for anything that causes
I am
Mark
Team
pain.
FlyQuest. I will cheer when First Blood comes in for Jose
Physical
Dioto.
comedy, though, you're cheering for the fans at home to have less fun.
I am hashtag
They are our
Team
FlyQuest
Crowd.
fans at home. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
but people will laugh at you when you eat it. They're going to have fun. You want to deprive them of it?
Boo! C9 Berserker's gonna end.
And you can see they have banned Vi. Berserker's like, buddy, we got to get rid of that one. Honestly, hard to deal
I
with.
don't blame them.
He's got some PTSD from earlier in the day.
Inspired went off.
He did. Well, Olaf going to be off the table here as well, though. Definitely has been a strong one for Blabber. As Fudge is flaming people. Good. Fiery option here. He's not going to lock it in.
Shout out to everyone in the crowd, by the way, that stuck around for the 6-game day.
Yeah.
Got a lot of C9 fans here. I'm loving the energy.
I would have loved to have been with them for 3 more, you know, the 4-game day if we had it.
Yeah, would you all have stayed if there was 4 extra games? Be honest.
Yes.
Okay.
They said
Okay.
easy to stay, hard to do.
I would have. Trust me.
We
I
are
would've.
contractually obligated to stay. So
I
we
might have
would've
left.
been here.
Yep. Well, the cat has been grabbed. The brand is still being hovered.
What is the brand hover? Is this new or?
I don't remember it.
I haven't heard until now.
The only thing I can think of, and it would be probably a bit of a deep cut, would be because Trisha went over from FlyQuest to Cloud9 as I believe head of marketing, like VP marketing.
Yeah.
And marketing deal with branding. And so it's like, you stole our brand ambassador. I'm not, that's not what's happening.
This is like some real conspiracy theory, like
I'm not
tinfoil hat
right.
on. Yeah, 5 steps removed.
So, funnily enough, the orgs do have a fair amount of history because one of the first FlyQuest rosters was kind of that Cloud9 Academy team that they
With High and everything.
Yeah, they signed a bunch of players coming over to FlyQuest. They picked up. They also had one where they it was like Kumo and a number of other people came over. So they've had close contact for their entire organizational history. And like you said, C9 sniping away Trisha at the end.
And they left Sven's Yumi unbanned here. He has been really good on range supports. I do think, you know, he's solid on the melee supports as well. But even, you know, we were hearing, who was the interview with? And a pro got interviewed yesterday. They were talking about, I think it was Contracts. Contracts was saying how he thinks in particular he's really good on the range supports. So he is going to get the Yumi and Sivir here. A lot of scaling there. Could also go for an aggressive option mid lane. Gwen is also an excellent pairing for the Yumi. Anyone that really does look to dive in, Gwen plus Yumi ult is so deadly to deal with. You have the Hallow Mist up, you have the Gwen ult popped, you're locking them down so they can't cut you out. That is really, really threatening. And it may be the Twitch here again. It worked really well in the 2v2 for Cloud9. It was more a compositional issue than anything to do with the Twitch.
Yeah, unfortunately, breaking up the cat and the rat, my favorite bot lane, split onto opposite sides
This
of the rift.
can be the hat and the rat.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
The hat.
Yeah. You like it?
I like it. I also like the lane. It has a little bit more dueling power, I think, in the 2v2. I mean, yes, you can get the submarine with Yumi on top of Twitch to really surprise people right out the gate. But I think Lulu in general is a slightly better laner for straight up 2v2ing.
Oh, yeah.
And you saw how much it went in favor of C9 earlier in the day with the Yumi. I wonder if this is going to be Afro and Johnson trying to call a lot of resources down in the bot lane and blow it open.
One of the things as well is there is no telegraph CC easily for the Sivir here. Right, Twitch E is so fast, you have to do it on prediction when he's going to press the button. It's going to be hard to do. Lulu W is a projectile. It does travel, but it's practically invisible. You kind of can't reflexively spell shield Whimsy. And once you're polymorphed, you're just dying into everything. So it is very hard to deal with Lulu's stuff going out as well. So Sivir's primary defensive tools are largely useless against the most important things in the FlyQuest duo.
I love the Takui support from the crowd.
Yeah.
They love Takui. We do too. How can you not, man? He's had some really good interviews. You know, people really, I think, resonating with him as a person, and he's performed incredibly well in the LCS. So has been one of the most fun additions, I think, to the league this year.
And his Ahri as well. He had a pretty nasty Ahri game earlier on the split. I think he had the fat setup with the Everfrost a couple
His
times.
Kalia as well. Like, he has had some monster performances for FlyQuest. In a lot of their wins, he has been player of the game. And has really had some crazy strong carry performances.
He is the league leader in Pogs. You can see Wukong up table as a premier jungler in Jax. We just saw that as a carry counter pick. It won the game just a moment ago as Golden Guardians took down Dignitas. So that is going to be one protection ban for Fudge. Philip, who has been a real bright spot, a real surprise here for
Yeah.
FlyQuest. Has really stepped up, done well for the team, and they're 10-8. They're fighting for 5th right now.
Honestly, when they grabbed Philip, I thought his laning was going to be such a problem, right? You know, because he had not been known as even a strong laner in Academy. His laning has not been great in the LCS, but it has not been so detrimental that it's really kind of like hamstringing the team. And I feel like he's played with a lot of confidence in team fights. When he's on an engaged champion, he's going in, no hesitation. He coordinates well with the team. He has a great attitude, and he's a very young rookie who has a bright future, I think, in the league.
Yeah, even the laning, it's not that bad. It's 0.1 negative or 0.6 negative CSD.
Yeah.
It's almost even in his lanes, and he's taking a lot of skill matchups most of the time. You got to expect he's not really the Ornn player. He's a Camille, he's a Jax, he's a Gwen, and whatnot. So you expect this 5th pick to be a big counter pick for him.
His growth has just been so impressive throughout this split, right? You know, I remember talking to some FlyQuest members before the split, and they were saying they thought by the end of the split he could be as good as Kumo, you know, their previous. Oh, Jensen Zilean. I actually love this, man. The speed ups here are going to be insane. You have a really strong pairing with Blabber and Yuumi, and you also have a really strong pairing with Fudge and Yuumi, and the Zilean can speed up any of these guys. Like, this was the original Cloud9 pairing back in the day with Kindred, right? When Jensen was back with them on Cloud9 in the past, they played a lot of Kindred Zilean, and they were really well known for that. And if I recall correctly, one of the best win rate champions in all of Jensen's career is actually the Zilean.
It's one of the highest in the LCS as well.
It's #1 with 10 at least games played.
It was
Number
on
one.
the LCS 10-10. Freak
Yes,
paid
it
attention to
was.
the quiz, and it's because the only time you see people play it, it's basically Bjergsen and Jensen, and in a situation
lot.
when it's good for it. So it is insanely good.
80% win rate, 15 games played for his career on the Zilean. So is going to be a really strong neutralizing pick. I do really like the Kennen as the answer. The Kennen is not an answer into the Gwen as much as it is AoE is really good against Zilean. When you have single target focus, so a lot of the champions, when you think of like what Philip would play, if he goes to like a Camille or he goes to like the Aatrox or things like that, it's really easily answered by the Zilean ulti. When you have AoE damage, it makes your choices so much more difficult.
Yeah.
So if you can get Twitch with a Hurricane, if you can have Kennen,
Hurry, the J4 can all try and explode somebody, and so Cloud9 trying to hold on to 5th place in the LCS.
man, color me wrong, there's a lot of FlyQuest fans out there too. I had thought from the earlier chance it was more Cloud9, but now I'm not so sure. A lot of Loud fans there cheering for their squads. It's a big game for both of these teams. This is about avoiding TL in the first round.
Yep.
You know, that is a really big deal. TL has looked a cut above the teams that you would face in 4-5.
Gold. Actually, maybe
The mana flow bandit advantage.
Huge.
Lane is one.
That 25 extra mana.
Yeah.
Johnson gets to battle
Game
for it,
over.
though. The chance he's something useful because there's always a chance, right? Like if you have enough people here, Charm
He might get
Flash,
charmed.
Charm Flash could kill. Just about. He doesn't even need a flash. The flag comes down as well. Jensen goes for the turret. Almost dead. Oh, what was that flash? An auto wouldn't have killed him. Well, Jensen down a flash himself. I'm not sure.
Honestly, not bad. If you get the flash out of Johnson, then it's like really not that bad of a trade.
Yeah.
And he's not. Is he going to TP? I think he actually has to. No, he's just going to walk. So he should lose his 3 melees. If you stack this, you could deny 3 melees.
More importantly is after landing that initial bomb in the river, Jensen typed headshot in chat. And Afromover played with dang man, basically.
Yeah.
We'll clean that up a little bit. And then Jensen typed Raffle, and then they jumped on him. So it was some text baiting. Very 5-head play by
This
Afro
is what
there.
Freak does. This is unironically a Freak strategy. If you ever play with Freak, Freak's going to ask you, do you guys watch anime? And then he's going to invade at the same time. And he does this every game.
And if you answer that your favorite anime is Rent a Girlfriend, you just get dumpstered immediately.
Because of this is a Philip reference, by the way.
Yes.
No one got that.
It was on his Get to Know Your Pro card, and very quickly the next post-game thread was how no one could support Philip anymore. It was the trash taste.
The trash taste anime.
Yeah, they came out in force.
That's rough.
Yeah, well, 10 CS over the Ares. Wave gets pushed in toward the turret. Johnson himself, of course, is flashless. Now, Sivir Yuumi shouldn't have that much pressure, but you can see is still unwilling to do too much here. Press Q for the movement speed and then the attack speed to trade back. Sidesteps the Boomerang Blade. Blabber finishes his top side, and Jarvan, red Raptors towards the bot. I can always reverse path, but Gromp is dead for level 3 onto his blue now, and there we go, the view of the lane. This is pre-Kennen buffs, by the way. The extra damage and cooldown on W, the extra AP ratio on R are not in on this patch.
I do want to focus on where Jose Diodo is going to go. It does feel like all 3 lanes for him are potential options. You have setup in mid lane, you have this Twitch that you would love to snowball, and you also have Kennen, who, if Gwen is playing forward a little bit more, you can find an angle onto her and chase her down. She is taking Ghost, and so no way to flash that EQ combo potentially if you have a good angle on it.
The damage in the mid lane, already the flash forced out a charm for a bit, but there's no way Jose's going to be in range. He stays out of the fog, actually, not be hit.
Great gank from Blabber, though. 4 camps. He does a 3 camp top, takes red, wraps around towards mid, and now taking flash off to Kui makes it a lot safer for Jensen, because you talked about the gank setup. That's going to be much more difficult to pull off without your flash there. But Jensen has no vision on topside, and J4 is waiting in that brush, so they are going to look for the play.
Going to dive on in for a bit there. Knockout's going to be guaranteed to slow as well. First blood claimed! Headshot for FlyQuest.
I gotta say, that was a bit of a mistake on the C9 side. I think Blabber should have stayed around and just helped him reset the wave and then base, because even though you got the flash off the enemy mid laner, you still have no flash and you have no vision topside, so that play was always going to be available. The buy from Jensen, not inspiring, and Jose still has his flash, so he can EQ flash here to set it up.
When do they want to go for it? Probably playing on the melee minion. In the auto attack animation, there he is.
Blabber's here this time, though.
Has the speed up, and you can see, yeah, the slow not going to be enough for him. Red buff not being worn by Jose also means the follow-up not going to be as good. Could have some damage to the Blabber. If Charm was up, you just like Charm afterwards, and you keep walking away, so that feels relatively safe.
Wave still not fixed, though. Takoi has it frozen in front of his turret, and you can see that Jensen is feeling the pressure a little bit, especially with the Afro roam.
Yeah, this one will bounce because there is the cannon there, so it's going to slow push towards him, so I think he should be okay, but I do like the repeat gank. If you get that there and you die with no TP and the wave gets pushed in, like your lane is over. So it's a bit of a rough start here for Jensen, but as long as he can collect all this wave, he's not going to be in too bad of a spot and should be able to actually just reset and take another base here and probably buy like a Dark Seal or something is my guess.
Should be 1300 though. Yeah, there's Lost Chapter. Like that is the wow, exact gold too. Maybe you got a potion, but that is the recall you want on a mid laner. Like you don't really want to be Lost Chapter. I mean, boots are okay.
That's not it.
You know, a biscuit. You know, it's cute, but like, man, do you want Lost Chapter? Because you just have infinite length throughout that one.
Yeah.
You can perma shove. You basically can't And last time we saw it timing that bad, it was I think it was like the one I remember was Palafox Bjergsen, and it was like mid lane was over from there. Like the man just did everything he wanted to because of the massive difference in mana pool. But now on a 10 pros top side, early goes for Fudge New. As Jarvan is coming away, needs to get out.
Like what I see out of Jose Diodo so far, getting into some of these lanes and relieving some pressure. After losing the flash with Takoi, getting that kill back, first blood, and then up there getting Ghost out from the Gwen.
It is nice. I will say, I'm a little bit surprised he didn't commit his own flash to any of those, though. He could have looked for the flash. Oh, they get the stun, and now the easy follow-up here.
Good. Time Bomb's going to land Charm for a second. Otto's still going to land for the knock-up, and Blabber knocks him down with an overhead swipe.
Perfect setup from Jensen. We didn't see the initial setup on screen, but I have to assume it is the E slowdown, double bomb, set it up. That guarantees the W is going to land there from Xin, and now they're going to get the push in here. Takui does have his TP, thankfully for him, so he's not going to lose nearly as much as it could have been. And Jose, is lurking around, still has his flash available, but would like to see him try to repeat and punish some of those missing summoners. So maybe look up towards Fudge. Fudge now, no TP, no Ghost. If you could get back up there and get that kill, that could put Philip in a really good spot here, because Philip is going kind of Scrooge McDuck build with first strike call.
The Greed Lord?
Yeah.
Yeah. Has the call down to 50 already.
The ward knows he can kill it. So Takui gets his 30 gold claim, a little bit of XP as well. And the highway is back to darkness right now. Headlight's going to be needed as Takui walks through his own control ward back up to mid.
Whopping 60 gold gain so far through the first strike. It is a scaling rune. I feel like people overestimate how much gold you're going to get from first strike early on in lane phase versus like if you get a TP flank and a 5-man ulti, it's like suddenly you get a 400 gold even if you didn't kill anyone. So not going to be early power spiking from the gold lead. It's not quite as crazy as Klepto when you got a little baggy right at the beginning, but will be useful throughout the game.
Fully agree. I mean, people really underestimate just like, it's not just scaling for gold, it's scaling for damage. It's 10% damage amp, right? So when you're looking for what is the ideal Kennen play, okay, you're looking for the TP flank, you E, you flash in, you pop all your damage out. All of that is 10% more with first strike, and you do get a ton of gold with it. And generally, people are pretty good around playing around that first strike as much as possible. So they are going to try to get in there and really poke it off as much as they can.
Like, see Philip still pressuring up here.
The Gwen also has pretty good answers to it because the Hallow Mist is a shorter cooldown early on than the first strike. So you can kind of use that as the first strike comes up. You pop your W, you E in, you hit him with the tip of your Q, and you remove that first strike. So there are some ways that Gwen can kind of play around that and try to deny it. And it becomes this little mini game a lot of times in lanes against first strike.
A lot of pressure topside. We know Herald's coming up pretty soon. Many junglers will be drawn to the side of the map as Philip pushes up, and Joseito wants to make sure he's safe up there as he's going to slink into that front brush.
Yeah, if Fudge looks for any sort of all-in as well, because it is post 6, right? So he could look for some sort of aggressive play, and I think they're maybe trying to bait that. We don't know Jose. Okay, so he is in the front brush. They're going to get this kill, I think.
Going to find a bit of a knock-up. Everything else going to be in range. He'll come across as well. The dunk to follow through, but Kennen's out of range. Should it be enough, though? Ulti for a heal, and Philip still claims the kill. Such a good setup. Joseito brought over and gets the kill for the squad, but the top laner dead. You have to believe that Herald should be possible. Now, Twitch is alone in the bottom side. How much time do you abide then? Because you do not have Smite on your jungler. Blabber does.
And you have no ult on your top or jungle. C9 will win this fight. You know, you don't want to get baited into this. Kennen with no ult, J4 with no ult. C9 wins that for sure. So you are still trading back on bot side. We'll see how many plays Twitch can get and how much they will deny. Overall, still a pretty good play here for FlyQuest because they get the kill. They kill off the no 2P Gwen. And it looks like they got one plate on bot side, so nothing crazy. I like the fact that they actually sent Gwen bot to answer.
Did get a lot of CS, though. It was a point where when Sivir made that move, she was about 15 CS up in the lane, so that does not only get you that turret play goal, but even out that CS a little bit for the Twitch. You have Sivir up on the top side right now, so Afro is going to stay up there. You're going to get a bit of a lane swap here. We'll see if they end up sticking with this. I imagine C9 is just doing a little dance to cover, but eventually will make their way back down as soon as this resets.
Afro, see, yep, shields himself, wants to deny an entire wave up here as no one's going to touch it. It's like, you know, let him kill our red minions, or at least, you know, make sure that Johnson can get his own XP gain. Problem is he's going to lose the cannon here as well, has to last hit it himself. I mean, at least none of the XP goes to waste, the goal is still earned.
He could have walked forward in the brush, but it's risky, right? He doesn't know if they're waiting around, so I think that's why he doesn't do it. Because you can save that cannon for your Twitch pretty easily if you just walk back into the brush. But, you know, that has the risk of just straight up dying, so not really worth the risk. And he will get a little bit of a gold injection himself.
But this
too bad.
Does leave FlyQuest down tempo quite a bit. Already Blabber and Berserker back reset onto the bot lane. With this, Rift Herald can potentially drop it and funnel a bunch of gold if they want to. Also, Dragon up with the bot side left in the top lane for FlyQuest means that they kind of have their pick of whatever objectives they want to take down this side of the map.
Cloud9 going to go for the next one there. Yes, they got the Herald still in inventory. They're going to look for the next one now as well. Yes, Philip able to get his own wave, but FlyQuest, I mean, they're going to look, but I can't imagine you get anything out of this one. Joseito would have to flash back out if he tried for anything, so now it's going to be easy smite. Gold lead for FlyQuest indeed.
Yep.
But we can get some of that back with the Herald Summon and the first Drake is on the board.
I mean, Takui finished his base and had no TP, so they definitely were going to try to contest. They have just been prioritizing getting kind of solo XP and gold onto Johnson, right? He's just chilling in his solo lane up towards top side. So they are really indexing on getting Johnson gold.
I'm getting flashbacks of like Season 4, Season 5, solo lane Twitch, you know, when you do the 2v1s, you would protect him a little bit, and then you start roaming. Twitch ends up higher level than the enemy team. He's got a ton of gold funneled into him as well. You saw Jensen actually made the roam up topside to protect that turret to stop him from getting too many more plates, but that cost him a little bit. So now there's been this push and pull all over the map.
Dunk on in, forcing the flash out, and that is the downside of Sivir. She cannot outplay Jarvan combo. You're always going to land at Spell Shield or not. It's still going to put the walls up, and the chase is in. Great timing on the Spell Shield. Berserker holds the whole time for the charm.
Yeah, that's really impressive. No panic Spell Shield early on. I think, they're going to go back in.
Is it enough damage? The Lulu puts the shields on, but it's not going to be enough. Still forcing the flash away. And the Blabber has the ulti on, and the last charge comes out, no charm available.
I'm loving this game, man. You get 3v3s mid between bot laners, mid, supports. You have a 1v1 the top side. Zilean versus Twitch. This map is so different from what you're used to seeing, and now the Rift Herald's going to be dropped mid lane.
Yeah, going to get all that gold for Berserker, and Berserker, so much confidence with his reaction time there. Now, that was like a point-blank charm that he waits through everything for, saving the Spell Shield. Otherwise, he's probably dead. Going to be able to grab the plates there. Jensen looking for one plate. Does get the slowdown, so double bomb going to be landed, but obviously not enough to threaten.
-1 in chats.
Drop cannon.
Yep.
Yeah, well, you're getting hit by Zilean. I understand that one at least a little bit. Wave goes in, and Takui just going to have to wave clear. You can see how much pressure Zilean did have. Is on Merc Treads. It'll help him a lot against the Ahri outplay attempts. Works against Kennen, works against Lulu. A lot of stuff going to care about with that one. Zafra waits in the wings and sees when is something going to happen. Can I set up for Jensen maybe? He's going to try. He's going to try to be the big CC bot. Threatens him, but the turret plate was already damaged, so you can extend range, and Jensen's 160 richer.
Yeah, not quite the same old Soul Lane. Twitch got bullied out of the lane there by the Jensen. No Cutlass at 14-item Power Spike was when that was broken, but he does have Bork finish now. So this roaming Twitch, if C9 are not going to do a good job of keeping track of all these weird rotations going on, it's a very good timing now for the Twitch to find one of these isolated targets, open up, get the 3-hit proc so you steal their speed and then mow them down.
Yeah, it is such a strong one-item spike, but there's also a lot of a cost to it, right? Because we were talking about this earlier, Freak, where you have this big spike and you kind of have to make something good with it, because IE is pushed back to 4 items, and in most games you don't actually get 4 items, right? So your big kind of team fight power that people really talk about with Twitch is so delayed, as Jose is going to be forced out here.
Sivir wants it as well. Anyway, flashed in for the Yuumi CC. A lot coming on here. Twitch will fire, but it's already 1. It's already 2. Just beautiful out of the Cloud9 dive. And it's going to be all he can try. The Zilean revive is even there. It's not going to matter. Blabber gets back out. A 3-for-0 immaculate from Cloud9.
Man, that is classic Blabber. He just knows his limits so damn well. Has the Zilean behind him. And he just goes for these hyper-aggressive plays, flying in, getting the maximum.
I hate it. He's forcing this pepper in my mouth. I don't want to eat this now. But that's that quick triple kill in mid lane. Blows the game open a little bit.
Not looking good for you, Mark.
Oh, man, I'm in trouble.
All right, we can watch this one more time. Just has the sweeper over the wall, so connects the W. Jensen is already moving in. And this, I think, a lot of people would have just left this as everything.
No,
right?
I'm
but
flashing in
Blabber
Yuumi.
flashes in as the Yuumi attaches, gets the double root. Berserker is there for the damage, and they know they can continue because Jensen is here to back him up. This is one of the really nice things about Zilean and champions that can enable tower dives in this kind of new era where towers are much stronger.
They're just so good together, too. The double stun landing on Afro after the double root to make sure that he can't flash out and extend that fight. Really good job punishing the flashless Jose Deodo, kind of repeat of the play that cost him that flash. And now it does feel difficult for FlyQuest around this mid lane. You have kind of this 1-3-1 setup a little bit here, but so much pushing potential for this Sivir Yuumi to insta-shove that wave and then start working with Blabber.
Philip was going to try to lay a trap there, but does just end up clearing out the waves. And C9, full control on top side. They have the push. They are just going to grab another Herald for themselves here, which if they want is a guaranteed tower mid based on how low that already is. FlyQuest is coming over. Does get the eye though, and will be able to connect it. There's a TP flank from Kennen.
Okay, they're gonna try for the big play. Team fight power is gonna be there. Rocket Belt, ulti flash, going for a lot right now. Exhausted for some time. Staying alive, locked on the back line, and finally, the Zonius is burned. And they're gonna go right back onto Philip. He does not buy enough for his team. They can't join in. And now Cloud9 looking to end what FlyQuest started, but first the dunk comes across. Only a single kill picked up. Philip trying to do his best right now. The burn is on. Afremo getting a bit of damage across, but he's gotta be the target next. The bomb is on their heads. Be careful.
Oh, no.
Flash over the wall. He's gonna get it. Berserker diving in, goes for everything, and just every man dies. Jose Deodo left alone in the shambles of FlyQuest attempted team fight.
You could see what they were looking for. The Kennen kind of locking everyone down for J4 to be the follow-up engage, but just slightly too far behind. The Sivir able to kite out long enough so that they could just kind of exhaust through the Kennen initial engage, blow him up, and then take that 5v4.
And the exhaust is just so brutal for Kennen to deal with. Pretty much 100% of the time you see Kennen in a game, you're going to see the exhaust because it is such a telegraphed engage here. They see Philip, they kite up away from the rest of the team. It's a great engage here from Philip, but with the exhaust, not enough damage to actually threaten the kill. And then the re-engage here from Jose as they come over the wall. Johnson has no flash, so it doesn't really matter because everyone is already piled in on top of the Twitch, and he gets locked in the Cataclysm.
Taken down very early on in that fight. The ultimate from Jensen does not get procced, but it keeps Fudge left alive long enough. No one wanted to pop it for him that he can then use Gwen's kind of innate sustain to stay topped up for the rest of this fight. Those bombs by Jensen also cutting off the escape plan so people don't want to step on top of each other.
Exactly. I mean, Tsukui is trying to wait out the Zilean ulti to then maybe finish him off, but he's too low, so he has to flash over the wall, and Berserker can go in. He's happy about it, knows they're in a great spot. Herald gets dropped. Mid lane tower is taken. Second dragon going to be claimed here as well for Cloud9. They are cruising in this one.
Berserker gets solo gold on that turret, so 300 more into his inventory. 1-0-6, got the assist, but he's got turret gold, and he's feeling really good here. 1,400 gold lead for Cloud9, and the gold in a lot of really good spots here. Berserker flashless. Jose has ult. Could force that fight, but they wouldn't finish it well.
Needs to be careful with these EQs into the pit, especially since it was warded out with that behind the wall there. We saw already Blabber more than happy to tag him with the W and take that scrap.
It's like that's like the Blabber play, the blind EQ into the side brush. I still think of his first Worlds when he was on Cloud9. There's this one play, he's just blind EQ into the side lane brush that I always kind of picture in my mind, where he's always willing to make kind of that aggressive posture, right? Because he's thinking about the big plays, thinking about the flank. And I think Jose's trying to play with that same mindset here. I think you kind of have to have that killer instinct when you are playing an early game champion like J4. You've got to find those angles, you've got to find those engages, because sitting back and farming, like, you're not playing Viego, you're not going to scale in that same way.
Copium take.
Okay.
FlyQuest fell very far behind against TSM earlier in the day before Johnson scaled and carried. I see no difference.
True.
This is the same game.
Further Copium take. Both teams have a winning record on red side and not a winning record on blue side.
Ooh.
So
C9's
FlyQuest
doomed.
statistically are actually favored despite the gold deficit.
Alternative point of view, no.
I understand.
Cloud9 is winning.
You make some great points there. I can't refute any of those.
Cloud9, 2 dragons up, 2K almost up here. They are looking good. The Twitch, does have a nasty late game, but so far behind the item curve. And when you're actually comparing the gold, down 1,300 right now,
full item.
is going to be a tough one.
Oh yeah, Berserker spell shields early. Auto exhaust still gets it. He will die. Burns the flash for one of the assists gold. Just all goes toward Cloud9. Zerker did not have a shutdown, so it's actually gold.
Don't have a cat either.
Nope. Nice attempt, right? But yeah, just congratulations, you hit the guy, but it doesn't really matter.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's still not bad, right? He's looking for those plays. He does actually get the kill. If there weren't those Cloud9 members backing up Berserker that quickly, he would have had the kill and maybe been out scot-free. So I respect the attempt. At the end of the day, though, they are in trouble now.
Astro's rooted, slowed up yet again, trying to get back into range. Blabber gets the knock up, and that should be a kill. He wants it. Can't get the blast plant in time. Jensen gets the kill, 10-4. 2,400 gold lead, and we'll even take a Gromp for good measure. He wants it. He gets the smite. Consolation prize.
We take those.
Okay.
Trying to have a little bit of a copium angle, because right now Cloud9 are in so much control of this game. You see such little vision for the side of FlyQuest. Also with the Infernal map, it's a lot easier to make paths through the jungle with how many speed-ups they have. The Yuumi and the Zilean speed-ups make it so that you can get from bot to mid in a map like this so fast. And Philip has to play so far back over the last minute and a half, just respecting that potential.
And I think one of the things that's really difficult, from this kind of game state is we saw how much earlier when Cloud9 was playing the Twitch, how they struggled with the Vi comp. I think, in the later stages, even if Johnson is able to get to multiple items, dealing with Gwen plus Yuumi plus Zilean is going to be so tough, right? For him to be able to find the angle to get onto the Sivir, which is really kind of that target he wants, is going to expose him to the Gwen, right? And this ghosted Gwen with the Yuumi strapped on is almost always going to have enough damage to really knock you down. It does make it incredibly difficult. So I think they're going to have some really good setup, flank from multiple angles, and try to be able to get a really good cannon ult with everyone flying in at the same time.
Because the other thing about Twitch is that his actual shred is quite high against a lot of tank targets.
Yeah.
But both Gwen and Xin have the "you can't hit me from there" button that stops Twitch from being able to open up on them as
Gwen is immune.
Gwen is immune. Xin is also immune. Double immunity.
Yeah, takes no damage, everything else still sticks. So you can stack your passive. Right, and then when it pops off, you press E and you do 212.
Are you still alive at that point? Because
it depends if they're killing your teammates first.
Someone's dead.
Yeah.
If Jarvan puts the pin up, it's like, all right, you kill me instead. The rat will deal 0 damage. Unlucky. Churro stays alive for now. Philip's still getting his farm going, 178. Still behind the Gwen, though. Void Staff is in. No upgrade on his stopwatch yet. That's been broken for a while. He's probably on his way to Zhonya's third. Hope he has the damage, but because Sven has exhaust, currently on cooldown, about under a minute to go till it's back.
Yeah.
And likely stuff that engage.
Also, Dragon spawning in 30 seconds. You can see C9 getting rid of the red buff, starting to set up some vision control around here. I wonder if FlyQuest can test, because this is not a game that I think gets easier with time.
I think they kind of have to. I feel like if you give up the third for free, it's such a high chance that Cloud9 are going to finish out that soul at some point in the game. And they have such easy ways to actually apply it as well. When you think about Sivir, the Ricochet, bouncing through your team is going to be really, really difficult. But Cloud9 is just dominating the jungle. Nice chunk of damage onto Blabber, but with Yuumi there, you're going to just be healed right back up.
Bot lane, Fudge getting himself some gold. Sees Dukui, doesn't have to care. Minions will almost kill it. And they do. 300 gold to Fudge. 50 to everyone else. And now Dragon number 3 is being attacked. It is tanky. All right, 11,000 health. It's going to take a while to kill, but can FlyQuest get the fight?
Philip's coming in with the DP.
Coming in. Yes, Philip is on the way. Will it happen, though? He wants to go in anyway, dives in. Is it enough lockdown is the question. Blabber the front line, will they revive him? It's going to be a kill. Already Tukui is down, and they're going to dive in for a whole lot more. When do they get to fight, though? John still has his ulti, pops up, dodges a bit of damage, but nothing else is available, and he will drop 2 kills picked up. They cannot get away. Jose Dino's going to fall. Afro's going to be next of 5 for nothing. The Bud Light ace, and it's going to be all Cloud9 all day.
Cloud9 going off in that fight. Philip tries the TP flank, but they have the summoners. Everyone flashing out. They don't even need the exhaust for the cannon, so they still have it for the Twitch. They'll get the kills. They'll get the dragon. They'll get the Baron. And Mark, get your pepper ready, buddy.
The Cloud9 Sign Gang is eating good tonight. I am not after this play. Nice hideout by the side of C9 here, kind of identifying that pincer move coming in. And Blabber's stepping forward to make it so that they can't just keep getting chased down. He has the Zillion ult on his back pocket, doesn't even need it. Johnson kind of waits out that ultimate before trying to pick a target, but it's
like, where's Jose? Like, why are you the only one going forward? If you're fighting, fight, right?
It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. So may as well try. So I'm kind of with you that, like, go find an EQ target. Maybe you can blow up Zillion during that time. It's hard to know, but it was a lost fight probably either way after the Kennen engaged with stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. I mean, the only bright news is they forced a lot of sums, so they do have a summoner advantage now. You know, Johnson can have his flashback, Tukui can have his flash, Jose will as well. Philip will not, but if you can try to find some sort of a play during that window, that may be kind of your last chance. It's going to be really tough.
You got more copium than I do. I'm doomered already. I'm like looking at this pepper.
Jensen's got his own basically summoner spell here. Not going to land the root, and will not find the stun either. Able to always give Blabber Ghost or summon a revive, actually, to throw back. He's his own summoner spellbook.
Oh, they're trying to sneak around here, look for Fudge, but it's tough, man. I mean, FlyQuest has done a good job. Oh my god, that was a lot of damage.
Yeah, big boy, 2.5 items.
He wants it.
Yeah, Philip will jump the wall and stay alive, so he can survive this one. Yeah, he's just unable to really get in for anything, right? Slowly on his way towards Zonies, but far away from that one. Oh, he's still going to be in range. This one dodges the ulti. Can they get on a Fudge? Will land the stun, but he's snip, dead. 1 for 1, though. At least something on the board. How about the rest, which is faring? A half remove should die. Back in goes Blabber, and he's still immune for now. Jensen gets self-revived. They knock him down. Now Johnson needs to hit Blabber. He needs the peel. Trying to get away. Kites it for as long as he can. Shuts down the one. Blabber lands a W, but he should burn. Oh, the autos come in, and there's a couple of kills. Now Sivir Yuumi still pushing the side lane, but at least a team fight finally went the way of FlyQuest.
4 for 3 for FlyQuest, getting some gold back in their pocket, taking those Barons off the map as well. Excuse me, 3 for 3.
Yeah.
I did have Yuumi and his Berserker up on the top side, little cat hiding on them. Want to look at the mini-map quickly? There you go. That's some gold back in your pocket, some shutdown, some relief from the Baron push.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. I mean, Johnson now going to be closing in on the Hurricane. Of course, on the other side, IE is done. Embers are buys a stopwatch on top. He is going to be very difficult to deal with. They do get some shutdowns, which is very nice. Fudge going really, really aggressive here. Jose gets sniffed out, but FlyQuest do collapse down, and they have eyes on the fact that Sivir and Yuumi are topside. So this is really about as good of a chance as you're going to get.
I love the blast cone gaming by Philip there. Takes one out, takes one back in, and a base Fudge on this side where they're able to blow him up. And then here, just you can see how annoying it is for the Twitch, like we said, with those zones where your auto attacks do nothing, considering Twitch wants to play at range with his ultimate, and then you don't want to step into him, you don't want to waste your ult doing nothing. But he has to.
This charm, though, from Tukui was really, really key. The sidestep holds it, nails the charm onto Blabber, because if Johnson dies there, it's just an absolute tragedy.
Kind of a 5-5 play to shoot the charm at Johnson and say, if you go back in, this is going to land. Otherwise, we'll just play you from range, so.
And in a lot of those situations, when it's that close, you just react to the animation, right? And you know that he's going to be looking for that dash. He's got to close the gap anyway onto the Twitch. So I do think it's a pretty smart prediction there from Tukui. And Johnson now, is 1K down, but at the very least, he is kind of completing that third item. You're looking for that dream fight from Twitch. Everything coming in at the same time. If he can get to his Hurricane, if Kennen opens up at the same time, you have lots of AoE damage. That's their hope. That's their prayer. But Cloud9 just have to track those, clear out wards behind them, and make sure they're always marking the cannon.
And he's just about there. Like, this is basically Hurricane money right now. I think he's got enough for the combined. It's like 1,100 from where he is, so I think he can get back to base. Yeah, he's recalling now. And he's got Gale Force, which I actually like a lot as well. I think it fits the game state where you're behind, you're winning via Assassin Twitch. Like, Lulu hits W and E on you from Fog, you jump up and you're like, I'm hitting Berserker. And if you flash or Spell Shield, I Gale Force after you, and that's probably going to get the kill. So with the buffs on, I do think he has the ability to solo out about half of Cloud9's roster as long as Jensen's not there.
This is the problem, though. He's got a stopwatch, right? So he can do it once, and And they're kind of checking those boxes.
Yeah, it is. That's actually very smart. Of course, a very good buy by Berserker here.
Yeah.
And Summoners are up, ultis are up, and Jensen is going to be around in the back pocket, right? Going to require a big outplay to FlyQuest.
Yeah, House of the Dragon Soul Point.
Woo!
On the Rift right now.
Yep.
You do have also not a fully completed engage by FlyQuest yet. They've always been a little desynced, so if they can find that
Johnson
one
on the side.
wombo.
They might look.
They press the buttons onto him. Okay, here's Labra trying from the very beginning there.
Here
Hosei
comes
Yoda holds the
Johnson.
front line. Opens up, holds the ult for now. Saber ult comes across, here comes Gwen. Should not go to truck down Fukui. Johnson flashes the wall as Labra dives in. Everyone gets away. Crucially though, Twitch still has the ult.
And no ult at all used on FlyQuest side, so it is flashes down, but can they actually look for it? Takui, in fact,
Sure.
did use his ult, so we'll see if they can find the angle. They've got to try. You've got to just brute force your way in. You see Fudge now. You know he's coming for the flank.
You must. 2k health, flag is down, can't get this might in time. And there is the health of the dragon. Soul, Infernal is flamed. Decent damage than a Blabber, actually.
Johnson's looking for the flank.
I think they should try for this fight. I think they need to try. They're gonna go right now. Here we go. Johnson pushed a bit low. He gets hit. Oh, that could be a kill. And he's trying to kite. He's trying to live. Just barely for now. A 1-for-1. Lulu drops. Kiting Fudge still, but Sivir is good for it. Berserker alive. The level lead, the durability, enough to keep him alive. And Johnson, where does he even go? How does he survive this one? They know where he is. Prowling projectile. The cat hunts the red. And Fudge cuts him down.
Not done yet. Jose and Tukoi trying to find their way out of here.
Oh, you cannot escape from Jensen.
That's
Look at the
slow.
slow, the double bomb. Oh, doesn't quite land.
This is going to haste up. He's going to be behind him. This, honestly, I think is still going to be maybe 2 for nothing. Jose Diodo needs some time still for next flag to come up. Right about now. Hitting it for lifesteal. It does affect it on the drop. The kill would have healed him. The jump in. The prowling projectile. Infernal Soul.
No.
The root comes in. Ale Tuk Tuk. Il est mort. And Cloud9 will move in to knock down some inhibitors.
23-8. Call it the Red Wedding. The red team's been slaughtered.
Cloud9 looking like they got this one all but wrapped up. Gonna secure themselves the superior seeding. Dodge TL here, unless Johnson can do something about it, but he doesn't even have the ulti. I can't see it happening.
They look a flash away to start the fight out. Summoners down, health bar down. Johnson down as well. Cloud9 will secure the 5th seed. Cloud9 will secure a date with ZLG in the first round of the playoff.
Nice bounce back game from Cloud9 here after dropping earlier in the day. Take down FlyQuest, like you said. Secure that matchup versus CLG. For FlyQuest, they got Team Liquid.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough matchup for them. Love the draft here from Cloud9, and they get to enter the playoffs here on a high note. Feel good about that one. It's nice to see the Zilean brought out here. It's something that, we don't see a lot, but I think really fit the composition well. Multiple options here for Sven's Yumi to attach to. It's great with the Xin. It's great with the Gwen. Really, really, I think, effective drafting and great play to really kind of play aggressively, especially that mid lane play that really put them ahead where they're going for the dive, utilizing the Zilean ult. That really put them in a big lead. And despite some good attempts at flanks from Philip and good attempts at engages from FlyQuest, the exhaust was always there to shut them down, and Cloud9's always going to win out in that extended play.
It just felt like everything had an answer. The exhaust for the Kennen, the double immune frontline for the Twitch, the Zilean in case the Twitch ever did find a flank. It just felt like there was very few ways to outplay Cloud9 in this game.
Yep.
And then the early game for Cloud9 was quite good as well.
I mean, I can keep listing people who did a good job. Fudge, I think, did really, really well in his lane despite being counter-picked. Felt like he had more pressure.
What's up next, Mark?
Yeah. Berserker even, just the Sivir ult, he was like, the flank is coming. We'll ult and get away from them so that though we are locked down, we are a screen away from Twitch. We are a screen away from Lulu and Jarvan. So cool, Kenna got a 1-second stun, but we're unstunned by the time they're in range. So everything else worked out really well.
Yep. Looking doomed for me, the Habanero and Jat.
Yep.
After this interview, I don't know who they're getting. Find out. I wonder if it's Berserker. There were a lot of Berserker fan signs. One of them had lights and stuff on it. It was pretty hyphy.
Oh, wow. That's you see a lot of that in like LCK Studio, and when we went to China for Worlds and stuff,
yeah.
a lot of like really fancy signs with lights and all kinds of stuff.
Listen, if you want free shouts out on air.
There it is.
Oh, there you go.
Right? You get
That
to
is a
be
next level sign.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, you also get to be E-famous if you bring out swagged out signs, okay? We show signs, but we will show more signs that are more special.
True.
Yeah.
People can go so over the top now. Someone in playoffs
do
is
it!
going to
I'm
show up
down
with
for
like
that.
whistlers
Great!
and like fireworks going off.
I don't think you can do fireworks. Maybe that's a hazard indoors, but
Well,
you can
they might
draw,
not know that
You
yet.
can draw
True.
them. We have a security team. Please do not encourage your fans to bring things they should not bring into the studio.
Yeah,
Mark?
never me. Never me doing something against
Mark.
the rules.
Yeah, of course not. Anyway, so we are going to have an interview very soon. I'm looking over. Still